So what inspired you to get into gardening?
It started from when I was a kid. My first job was at Warren Racecourse, and I just got the passion from then.
Yep.
I did my horticulture course, only Cert 2, but
Yep.
it was enough to get me going.
Yep.
Just always had a passion for plants.
Yep.
So, and then from there, just came with other jobs. So I've always been in the role of it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so if you could start this garden over with the knowledge that you have now, what would you change?
Well, I wouldn't really change too much because I kind of believe I'm to the mark where now it's 10 out of 10, I believe. Because I had the chooks to help me, they were cultivating the soil, this is not a no dig.
Yep.
This is where the chooks get to have their playpen. And I get to mulch up all my materials out of the garden, so I'm not wasting those materials.
Yep.
They're not going to landfill. I mulch them up, I put them into the soil, and the chooks do the work for me.
Yep.
They're getting a feed. It's just that all around goodness. So if I was to start gardens again, I would definitely have a garden for the chooks.
Yep.
That benefits in every way. Then I would also have a garden that is a no-till garden.
Yep.
So there's so many ways, but I definitely would not till again.
Yep.
So there's definitely better ways of doing things without having to kill the soil off and to spend money and to really do a lot of hard work you don't want to do.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
And the chooks definitely do a lot of hard work for you if you were to go this option.
Yeah, so the chickens are almost like your little workers. They do a lot of the hard work for you, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're also getting their protein by
Yep.
eating the worms and the bugs, and they
Yep.
keep the bugs down, so then I don't have to spray.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's another beneficial. Yes, they keep the bugs down.
Yeah.
So, I definitely would not change anything with this garden.
Yep.
I believe it's very practical.
Yep. Could you share a mistake that you made early on when you first started gardening and how you learned from that mistake?
Hard work. That's what I believe. I spent probably 10 times the amount where I shouldn't have. I could have cut it down, to 10%. And that to me is the biggest thing, because we don't want to waste time throughout our lives. We want to have more time for the good things, and time definitely. I believe that would be number one for me, and
So investing too much time into the garden?
Yes. I believe it is a thing, time, because then you can have time for your other garden.
Right.
So the way it was, I was focusing on just one little garden all the time.
Yep.
When I could have had a lot going on at one go, and they also call it the lazy gardening in ways.
Yep.
When you're no-tilling, you're just adding things to your top of your soil. So I definitely like the lazy gardener approach.
Yep.
Which sounds pretty lazy, but
it makes
cool.
sense. So like you were saying before, so using the chickens to work for you and basically doing things that, reap the rewards, but also you don't have to do all that hard work. Right?
Yes. For instance, I used to get a lot of cow manure.
Yep.
And mix it into the soil.
Yep.
But then what I found was, if I go and collect that cow manure, I top dress,
Yep.
and then I put mulch over the top of that, the worms come up out of the soil, and
Right.
they do the work for me as well, because they're taking it in and out.
Yeah.
So they're moving all the soil also in a way where it's beneficial and less work again. So
Yep.
well, that's the worms, they definitely are a winner. So when you have a good soil, they breed more,
Yep.
they do more work for you, and pluses all around once again.
Yep. Yeah, that's really good. What are your top 3 tips for someone that is just new to organic, no-till gardening like you're doing?
Well, the first tip, if you're able to get your hands on a lot of organic matter,
Yep.
that is a big winner.
Yep.
That's the hardest thing a lot of people find. Spending money on organic matter
Yep.
or trying to find someone that has it is really hard, and that's where a lot of people lose out. So yeah, tip 1, if you have got a good source of organic matter, you're on a winner.
Yep.
So yep. Tip 2, once again, don't till, because it does set your soil back
Yep.
in a lot of ways. So a lot of people might think they might be winning in ways, but they're not.
Yeah.
I believe.
So the best thing is just to leave it and let it do its thing.
Yes. Yeah. Just work with your soil. Don't work against it.
Right. Okay.
Like mass production, mass growing, is a way of that we have to do it. But
Yep.
when it's your own yard and you have an option to do that, yeah, don't wreck your soil. Don't
Yep.
dig it. Yeah. And number 3.
Yep.
Pesticides. Pesticides to me is a no-no.
Yep.
I wouldn't ever go pesticides. I'll always find an organic matter.
Yep.
Organic is the alternative, especially when you're eating your own produce.
Yep.
So I would never use pesticides again, fungicides.
Yep.
Because also you're killing off a lot of beneficial bugs that can come into your yard, and yeah, you're wrecking a lot of good ways that
Yep.
should be. A lot of things will go wrong when you're using pesticides. You'll
Yep.
kill off bees, so
Yeah.
and you won't get pollination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've almost just got to leave your garden how nature normally does it. So the more things you put into it, the more things can go wrong, basically.
Yes,
sounds like.
and if you have a healthy plant, you have a healthy soil. We all, like a lot of people know, you're going to have a healthier plant that fights off pests.
Yep.
So, because a pest sends off signals.
Yep.
When it's weak, it'll let a bug know, come in and eat me. So always keep your soil healthy.
Yep.
And your plants will be healthy and happy, and yeah, they won't send out that signal.
Yep.
Yeah.